Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now take a look at this. ECT takes steps to appeal Judge Torres' ruling on XRP. Before we move on, there is a new crypto airdrop taking place right now, which is about to launch anytime soon. Please take your time and participate in this on Telegram. The link is in the description of the video. Now let's continue with our video. An appeal has been filed by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission against the summary judgment that Judge Torres issued on XRP in the Ripple case. John Deaton, an attorney who supports XRP, along with other legal experts, is evaluating the likelihood of the SEC filing an appeal and the potential consequences of such an appeal. Notice of the CC's intention to appeal in recent times. There's been an increase in the likelihood that the SEC may file an appeal. Eleanor Tourette, a writer for Fox Business, was told by a former attorney for the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC that the agency may contest the verdict that Judge Annalisa Torres issued in July 2023. In his work as a pro bono consultant for 75,000 XRP holders, John Deaton observed that judges have expressed disapproval of the SEC compliance with the legislation. As he pointed out, the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC might still seek an appeal under Gary Gensler's leadership, which could result in the waste of taxpayer money. It's about the application of the third criterion. I do not expect that an appeals court will decide that Judge Torres made a mistake. The ruling that Judge Torres made was founded on a very precise set of facts. Contrary to the court, the Securities and Exchange Commission did not rely on any expert testimony concerning holders of XRP, which was ultimately excluded. Deaton went on to say that even if the justices of the Second Circuit decided that Judge Torres made a mistake in applying the third criterion, the case would still be sent back to her. This would mean that the SEC would most likely once again lose the case, since the district court would declare that the SEC did not succeed in establishing a joint venture. The only way to gain victory in the case, in agreement with Deaton, Fred Rispoli stated that it would be extremely difficult for the Securities and Exchange Commission to change Torres' ruling. According to Rispoli, the chances of victory for the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC are contingent on the preferences of 3 judges who were chosen at random to assess the case. It is feasible for the SEC to win if it chooses 3 judges who are friendly toward the SEC, which is an unusual but possible occurrence. Rispoli and other attorneys are anticipating that the SEC would file an appeal at the very last minute. Assuming that the Securities and Exchange Commission does not file an appeal, Ripple and the XRP community would have achieved a big victory. This would enable them to argue that all secondary sales do not constitute an investment contract. The value of XRP is on the rise, as evidenced by the fact that it has increased by 2.8 over the past 24 hours and is presently trading at 60 cents. Both the lowest and highest amounts that have been recorded are 58 cents and 61 cents, respectively. Also, the volume of trade has increased by 20 over the previous day, which is an indication of expanding investor interest. A goal price of $2 is suggested by the analysis of the XR price. The changes that have taken place in the legal process may have a significant impact on the future of XRP in the cryptocurrency market, as well as the regulatory function that the SEC plays. In the current market environment, investors and market observers are keeping a close eye on the possible impact that court decisions and any appeals could have on the value of cryptocurrency assets. A major supporter of the XRP cryptocurrency, Johnny Deaton, recently dismissed hopes that the United States Securities and Exchange Commission will pursue an appeal in its dispute with Ripple Labs. Following the comments made by Deaton, the price of XRP had a slight decrease, which is indicative of the uncertainty that exists among investors. The ruling on secondary XRP sales is scheduled for October 7th. Ripple's lawsuit against the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC has entered its last stages as we get closer to October 7, which is the last day for the SEC to file an appeal. Ripple has been granted a partial victory over the Securities and Exchange Commission SEC, but the regulator has until October 7 to file an appeal against the ruling. According to the decision that Judge Torres made in July 2023, the transactions that occurred when XRP was sold on exchanges to individual investors did not constitute securities transactions. On the other hand, Judge Torres concluded that the sale of XRP to institutional investors violated federal securities laws. As a result, she issued an order that Ripple pay fines totaling $125 million. Even though the sum may appear to be enormous, it is a 94 reduction from the initial request of $2 billion made by the SEC. A significant number of market participants believe that the decision of the judge will have a positive impact on other current activities within the industry. Nevertheless, many believe that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) will appeal Ripple's ruling to challenge the judge's decision. Eleanor Terreret, a reporter for Fox Business, cited a former attorney for the Securities and Exchange Commission, stated that the SEC will probably challenge Judge Torres' decision from July 2023 about the XRP programmatic sales. There is a claim that the attorney said everyone who works at the Securities and Exchange Commission is of the firm belief that the decision is unreasonable, that it violates the law, and that it ought to be challenged. What to anticipate? According to John Detton's analysis to respond to Eleanor's post, John Detton provided several factors that demonstrate why an appeal to the SEC is extremely unlikely. It was brought to his attention that Judge Torres was extremely fact-specific, relying solely on affidavits that were made available by holders of XRP. In addition, Detton stated that the regulatory agency did not succeed in establishing a common interval, which is the second component of the Howey test standards. Even though an appeal court may overturn Judge Torres' decision that XRP constitutes an investment contract during secondary sales, Detton believes that the Securities and Exchange Commission will not prevail in this case. The reason for this is that the facts have to satisfy all of the Howey requirements. Specifically, the Howey test outlines 4 prerequisites that must be met for an investment contract to be considered a security. First, there must be an investment of financial resources. When it comes to the second requirement, the investment must be made in a joint venture. In the third place, earnings should represent a projection of profitable outcomes. Last but not least, these profits ought to be the product of the labor of other people. Regarding the Ripple case, the primary result that Judge Torres arrived at was contingent upon the third criterion. In particular, the court concluded that the buying and selling of XRP on exchanges did not fulfill the expectation of rewards that were gained from the efforts of other people. He highlighted that Ripple would be able to file an appeal if Judge Torres did decide against the company. The amount of uncertainty that surrounded the Ripple v. Sexy case caused the price of XRP to become more volatile. The balance of the asset is approximately 59 cents, which is roughly the same as it was a week ago. In the past 24 hours, the price of XRP has decreased by 16 ALL. Nevertheless, the trade volume increased by 14.2 on a daily time frame, reaching $1.2 billion with the increase. The surge in trading volume is consistent with the projection made by analysts, which states the XRP is on the cusp of making a significant price move shortly. On the other hand, there are a variety of opinions regarding the way things will develop in the weeks to come. In conclusion, Perry's analysis highlights the fact that the next action taken by the SEC will be significantly influential for the future trajectory of XRP. As a result, investors must keep a careful eye on the situation.